Hi guys, welcome back and hello if you are new. So, one of the originators of the genre of black gaze, you could say, Alcest have very much been burning the torches bright. And following their previous album, Spiritual Instinct, the band are now finally back with their brand new record, Les Chants De L'Aurore. So if you're not familiar with Alcest, they are a band that straddle the line between black metal and post-rock. Their songs are long and often ebb and flow until we reach a shimmering crescendo of melodic positivity. In certain elements, I would say that the band, particularly on this record, have really created a soundtrack feel. The ending of L'Envol is incredibly moving and also quite cinematic. And then you've got Adieu, which, has this beautifully timid piano and almost kind of fades into nothingness, which is such a, kind of poetic way to end the album. The ending of Amethyst also has, the sort of keys, organ sort of thing, and very much kind of creates that atmosphere and really does sort of make me think of quite an angelic delivery. And I think the biggest takeaway for me on this record is that it's very contemplative. This is kind of like my perfect record after I've had a long day, at work or out or whatever. And there are moments definitely that I think evoke that sort of nostalgia. Reminiscence, for example, is a nice little interlude moving in that sort of atmosphere of, this sort of like rose-tinted glasses, I guess. When mentioning black metal, though, I think it's important to note that it's not necessarily in the traditional sense of black metal. More so that there are traditional elements of the genre, but they're not sort of incorporated in the most traditional ways. But it's the way that the two are kind of walking in tandem with that sort of softness that I think is what is really unique about Alcest. I also have to say, L'Enfant de la Lune, I think definitely has probably my favourite riff on this album. There aren't a huge amount of like really big riffs on this record. It's more kind of like the overall vibe. But that song, I think in particular, has a really cool section to it. And you might even be forgiven for thinking that the band were an indie band. Flamme Jumelle is a great example of that. And that's what I really like about Alcest, is that, they can kind of blend many different genres and styles into something that is very much their own thing. Vocally, the band are just as dexterous in their more extreme deliveries as they are with that melodic crooning. And I think the production on this record is definitely responsible for, treading this line of, aggression, but also finesse at the same time. The tremolo-picked, post-rock of the guitars mixes really nicely with the sort of power of the drums. I would say in terms of negatives, maybe this album was ever so slightly a bit one-dimensional. There were a couple of moments where I did sort of have my interest wander a bit, and maybe I did kind of want for a little bit more of a ballsy kind of moment. But if you want this as your just sort of like relaxing album, then look no further. With Les Chants De L'Aurore, which literally means the Songs of Dawn, we see that beautiful duality of Alcest's shimmer. And it's not quite the album that's going to revolutionize music for me this year, but it's perfect for those days where you've just had a long day and you just want to kind of relax and get lost in the music. So for that reason, I'm going to give this album an 8 out of 10. Definitely don't knock it and absolutely give it a go. So I hope you guys enjoyed this album review. Let me know what you think in the comments underneath me. As ever, I always appreciate all the feedback, and thanks so much for all of the support throughout the years. I'll see you guys very, very soon for another album review.